Hello, hello, and welcome back for more crotchety complaints and weary whining from the darkened doorways and cool caverns of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And strap yourselves in, folks, because today I have a plan. A terrible, terrible plan. In all likelihood, it's probably more terrible than any plan since Germany sent the Wehrmacht to invade Russia in the winter of 1941, but it is still technically a plan. And that plan is to take a team of the best troopers in the manor and throw them into a full-on dark run and just see what happens. Mostly because I'm curious, but ever since the encounter with the Shambler that ground Simpkin into a bloody pile of hamburger, I've been basically terrified of letting our light level dip below 75 while inside a dungeon due to the monster's enhanced critical chances in the abyssal darkness. But I think that now it's time to peer into that abyss. And sure, the abyss will look back into us even as we look into it, but if we want to know just how deep that rabbit hole goes, we can't keep swallowing blue pills like Lindsay Lohan at a rap party. And yes, you're right, that was a convoluted train wreck of a metaphor, but I'm not apologizing for it, damn it. Mostly because I think I'm going to have to save all my apologies for the men and women that I'm, in all likelihood, about to send to their deaths. So, let's get to it. Embarkation point, what do you got for me? Also, I think it is worth noting that on this mission, I'm going to be ready to bug out at a moment's notice. The instant things look even slightly against us, I'm going to bail on this mission like Fox bailed on Prophet. And that's a very obscure reference if you didn't get it, but Prophet was a mid-90s, like 94, 95-ish television show starring Adrian Pazdar about a somewhat unscrupulous businessman. Way ahead of its time. If it was on television now, it would be sort of like a kind of a gritty, edgy, Breaking Bad, Mad Men, possibly late-night, non-network television, or maybe like an HBO show, Sopranos, Dexter kind of thing. It would fly in today's culture, but in the early 90s, as far as a network TV show goes, it was never going to work. The Ancestors Basketball is very interesting, but a long champion mission we simply probably don't actually have a chance of completing into full darkness. A short champion mission may be exactly what we're looking for, though. Another short champion, explore 90% of rooms, explore 90% of rooms. Does one of them have bust? That's going to be the tiebreaker. Medium, I do love the legendary bracers, but that's not what we're in for today. Fasting Seal is kind of shitty. You don't eat food, you don't take damage when you're starving, but you do lose max hit points. You know what, all things considered, that's actually not terrible, but we already have one. And I would rather have busts because busts are the one thing we need. So this is it. Level 5, short champion mission. We'll have basically no stress relief. We're going to take one of our best crews and see what they can do with it. I would love to have a Hellion in on this, but it does not appear that we have a Hellion available. So when testing out dangerous and stupid new things, we got to go with the tried and true meta here. It's going to be 100% A team. Let's provision. Now, in order to prevent myself from chickening out, I'm going to take 2 full stacks of food, which is way more than we're going to need. We're also going to lose money, 4 shovels. I'm going to double up on bandages. But in order to prevent myself from chickening out, just in an effort to complete the mission, no torches. I'm fucking doing it. I'm burning the fleet. That's it. I'm setting torch to it. We have landed on the shores. We're burning the fleet. It's a little like a Thrice song. Burn the fleet. We can never go home. It's on to victory or underground. Burn the fleet will be heroes or ghosts, but we won't back down. Damn it. Also, Burn the Fleet. Fantastic song. That may not actually be the title of that song. I don't remember. It's on Thrice's album, The Alchemy Index, the Fire Volume, which I think is Volume 1. Good, damn good album. If you haven't heard any Thrice, check them out. I recommend. So we're going to have to backtrack, but on the plus side, we're backtracking one room and it's Serpentine to victory. Serpentine, folks, Serpentine. We're going to leave that stack of books right the fuck where it is, because nobody needs the quirks. Ignore the books, we don't need the quirks, so fuck reading, folks. There you go. You heard it from me first, Perfidious Pete. Also, if we're going to do this in a full darkness, we should probably snuff our torch. So let's do that. This room is empty. It would theoretically save us a potential encounter. That seems real chicken shit, because I was gonna skip. You know what? No. Is it chicken shit? I think not. If we're doing full dark, I'm gonna take every advantage I can get. I just want to try a mission in the full stinky inky darkness. There's a 100% trap chance. Well, I'll take it. You have a 100% chance of success. That's exactly the sort of chance that I am prone to take. We don't have a 100% chance of finding anything good in this box, though. Okay, it's okay. Busts are what we need. If I have to find anything in a box that isn't straight up actual cash, busts are the one thing I would like to find. So we're doing backtracking now. Let's keep track of how much stress we get. We got 2. I just want to see what we're going to get for raw backtracking here in the wicked, deep, horrifying, awful darkness. I'm just curious. I don't know why I'm walking across this room. I should probably tell our troopers to go somewhere useful. We're just taking a walking tour of the facilities, I guess. Still gonna ignore the shit out of these books. If I know the ancestors' taste in literature, it's probably E.L. James anyway. Nobody wants to read that, not even E.L. James. She just writes it because she needs $1 billion, I guess. Which, hey, bully, if you can get $1 billion for writing terrible fan fiction, go for it. And that's not bagging on fan fiction, by and large. You know, there's some very fine fan fiction that's being written, just not by E.L. James. More scouting? We've been getting more scouting in the complete and total blackness than we have gotten in any other dungeon to date. Sometimes this game confuses the holy living shit out of me. Alright, so I have a feeling this fight is not going to be terrifyingly overwhelming. We have 2 fairly easy to kill monsters who may never even actually get a swing. In all likelihood, probably will not swing. We're going to have to shoot a corpse, though. Point blank shotting a corpse leaves me a little salty. And by a little salty, I mean basically just crusted and rimed with all of the salt. This guy's dead, though. Oh, Roderick Usher, I love the fact that you are indestructible and also capable of dealing damage. Granted, monsters with protection stats do somewhat decrease your overall utility, but damn it, Crusaders are still okay. If only they had a wider range of potential targets. If they could just hit this guy in the back row, I really wouldn't have any qualms about taking him. This fight is going to be real bad for us. This spearman stands a good chance of doing some very serious damage to our troopers with a bunch of criticals. This is going to be very dangerous for us. A critical stress attack also could be a game ender. So let's also try and monitor just the number of criticals that the enemies get. Taking the stress unit out early is good for us. We're going to get some decent damage out of a J'accuse, unless we get critical and stunned. So 3 hits from... Oh, the fucking stress from the critical is ridiculous. Absolutely friggin' ridiculous. Wow, that did not do impressive damage at all. We gotta mark this guy. We need any kind of damage bonus against his protection we can get, and I'm beginning to think that maybe Houndmaster meta sorta might become a must for their protection reduction. Actually, we definitely should have healed Half-Cock Jack. He is very injured. Or Grape Shot Blast. Alright, so we've got everything but the guy who basically is immune to damage. We did get a very slight amount of health back from that critical. There's no advantage in going forward to get the point-blank shot here because we're just going to wind up firing it into a corpse. Weird Reconstruction, we're going to need it. You know what? That only healed for 2, which admittedly is fucking shitty. But also, the critical and the stress relief is considerably less shitty. So, all things considered, it doesn't matter at all. God damn, that's a lot of stress. We got 30 aggregate stress for 1 hit. And also, these monsters have now criticaled 3 times in this fight. We have criticaled twice and got a total of 4 stress relief from it. Man, the dark in anything longer than you might be able to do a... Really, Randolph Carter? 2 and 1, huh? Because here I didn't think you could actually outdo yourself in the underperformance department, but then, fuck me, you go and out underperform yourself. It's kind of remarkable, sort of. We did bring a key. Let's unlock it. We want busts. We did get some busts. We got a lot of crests, but we don't need crest. I'm just gonna throw these on the floor. I actively don't want them. No, stay in the box. I don't need you. This is one time where I don't want to know what's in the box. What's in the box? You just stay right in there. Nobody needs any of you. Just keep your ass in the box. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody is interested in what you're selling, Mr. Box. I'm sorry, Monty Hall. I don't want to trade my $600 in hand for what might lurk in the box, because it's gonna be like a fucking copy of the Gideon Bible. Because Monty Hall was an asshole. Randolph Carter, we're going to ignore that bookshelf. Honestly, once you get to a certain level, the curios really become kind of a negative value proposition. I mean, once you're at legendary status, there really is no benefit into investigating a curio. Even with the interactable here, This is probably not worth it. I mean, we made it effectively 150 gold off of that. And we spent 500 on the curiosity that lets us interact with that. This is not good. You know what? All things considered, it's actually not that... Never mind. It's not as bad as I thought. I saw the double swap and got really terrified, but that just means we point blank shot. One of those guys dies. We get a tiny bit of stress relief. We were always going to have to heal half-cock Jack anyway, because he's completely dissevered. A 19-point smite did not kill that guy. Okay. A little weird reconstruct. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Randolph Carter is trolling us. That's the long and the short of it. You're just doing this to be an asshole now, Carter. I mean, you're just kind of purposely being a dick. 6. What are you trying to fill an inside straight? What the fuck is this all about, man? What are you up to? What's your end game here, Randolph Carter? I mean, this doesn't end well for you. Holy shit. So you went from basically down 1 point of health to death's door in a single fucking instant. We absolutely had to take that shot because, yeah, we also have to do this. Inspiring Cry is better. I do like the fact that it has enhanced stress relief now. It also gives us light. Well, let's get rid of that. I don't want the light. Now you're just being an asshole, Bone Sharpshooter. I mean, that's a dick move right there. You're just kind of being an asshat at the moment. I hate you, Randolph Carter. I hate you more than I have ever hated you before. 1, 2, 3, 6, and then 0 when you're on death's door. That is not what we fucking need out of you, you shit biscuit. I'm so salty. Alright. At least somebody is doing something. This guy is taking remarkably... You've got to be shitting me! All he does is critical. It's just non-stop criticals. It's non-stop criticals, front to back, top to bottom, side to side. He's critical like 3 shots in a row. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, we should be accusing these corpses. The saltiness. You know what? The torch money is money well spent. It really is. The high torch meta is the only meta. It really... It's the... Oh, yeah, whatever. Fucking too little too late, Carter. Too little too late. I've had a complete ass full of you, sir. A complete ass full. I don't care if you are Nub Shagath or Yog Sothoth or whatever the fuck Elder God it was you were supposed to possibly maybe be. I've still had a complete and total ass full of you, sir. Also, we should just eat all this food. I mean, we paid for it. We're not getting our money back. It's a little like a McDonald's extra value meal. I mean, once you've paid for it and got it in the car, no matter how awful it is, you're not getting your money back. At best, you're getting store credit, and store credit at McDonald's isn't really worth much, honestly. You know, this is an empty room. I'm not inclined to explore it. Let's just return to the hamlet. So that was a short... That was a short, full-on dark run with a modicum of fights. We actually had... The fights in that dungeon, honestly, were kind of comedically easy. We got presented with really nothing threatening. The most dangerous fight we had was the one with the spearman, and it didn't go well. This is the true test of things, though. We got 10,400 gold, 8 busts, some crests, a sun ring, which is arguably shit, but we were always playing for the 2 busts anyway. Let's take a look here and see if this mission is even going to turn a profit. Not really. We did get more no, we didn't either. We broke even on the positives and negatives. Quick reflexes replace stout. That's arguably a wash. Stout is not that good. The runs just takes you out of action. Early riser is worse than balanced. Bad humors is goddamn terrible, especially for Roderick Usher, who's all about having hit points and high protection. Night blindness was not really a problem for us, and irrepressible is completely worthless. This quirk may as well not even exist. It is legitimately completely worthless, and it replaced natural swing, which is just bonus accuracy. Fuck. So we got boned, effectively. We made about 8,000 gold on that mission. Now, granted, the biggest part of the losses did come at the end when we got punished for having successfully completed a mission. A mechanic, by the way, which I still think is absolutely and totally completely terrible. It needs to be fixed. It is just a bad mechanic. You shouldn't punish success. At least, if you're gonna punish success, you've gone way too far. You've gone way too far with the punishment on a success. The diseases are out of control. A disease or a negative quirk on pretty much every single person coming out of a dungeon, the benefits that you get it's not worthwhile. Balanced is bad, steady is bad, stress faster is shitty. I don't want to lock any of these. Do I want to get rid of any? A Blutomanian resolution I would actually rather have locked in. Night blindness I largely don't give a shit about, because the true test of this mission here was to see if the enhanced loot possibilities merited the increased difficulty and increased stress, because it's worthwhile noting, the money we made, some of that also has to go for stress relief, not just quirk relief. My hope was that the additional risk that you take by taking the full-on dark run would be hugely justified by the extra loot payout. And honestly, the loot we got in the darkness didn't really seem worth it. I mean, the extra stress, it doesn't really seem like it's a reasonable trade proposition. I mean, the potential benefits don't really seem to outweigh the guaranteed negatives, because the mission completion tax is basically, it's just a thing now. I mean, it is a thing that happens. Slugger, we don't care about. I do kind of, Stout, you know, honestly, I don't really care about that either. I do like Manslayer. Let's lock Manslayer in. This is going to cause, we're going to come out of this after we do our weekly maintenance task. We're actually going to come out of this at a loss. We're going to have lost money this week, but again, this was a test, so it's not really a big deal. Armor Tinker is completely worthless. Meditator, I don't give a shit about. Ruins Tactician, I actually kind of like. Let's lock Ruins Tactician in. That one is worth keeping. Alright, so that's got our medical ward. By the way, can we? We're not even, well, we're getting actually fairly close to upgrading it, so it's something. And then stress, stress relief is only necessary for Randolph Carter, who has like 18. You know what? At 18 stress, we kind of got to send him in. Alright, what will you do? Your resolution, you will do anything but drink. Alright then, just go meditate, that's fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Dorian Gray actually needs stress relief as well. What do you have, Dorian Gray? Anything that prevents you from doing things? Well, you think you're possessed by demons, but why don't you go meditate upon your possession then? I'm sure that'll probably get rid of... he has quite a bit of stress, but he should be fine. Deckard actually also needs some stress relief. Brienne is just fucking missing, I guess. That's fine. She probably went on a bender. Where did she go specifically? I'm actually just curious now. Where did Brienne go? I don't need the glossary. I want this thing. Give me fewer things, thank you. Drunken bender. Yeah, alright, well. That'll happen. I mean, Brienne of Tarth has seen some fucking shit in her life, and going on a drunken bender is probably one of the few ways she can dull the pain. Slugger is real good. We gotta lock that. Oh, we can't lock that in. Well, you know what? We can not take Deckard on another mission until we've had a chance to lock that in. That's what we can do. Because he will only gamble. That's fine. We'll send him on a little gambling junket. Get rid of that stress. Our cash total continues to go down. Florence Nightingale, Katniss Everdeen. Holy crap, everybody and their dog is completely stressed out. Katniss, is there anything you won't do? I mean, other than fail to win the Hunger Games, I mean, that's the one thing you won't do. You win that shit. That's the one thing Katniss Everdeen does. She wins Hunger Games. That's what she does. It's what she is. It's so hardcore into her, so ingrained in her mental, her kind of mental state and overall mentality. Winning Hunger Games, it's just what Katniss Everdeen does. She wins Hunger Games. She also needs stress relief. And has no particular brand of preferred form, so we're just gonna have her drink, because she doesn't have a lot of stress, and drinking is relatively cheap. Bruenor will not drink, so why don't you go meditate then, because that's also cheap. Burrick, the Houndmaster, doesn't care what he does, so it's a drinking junket for Burrick. He does love blackberry brandy. I gotta admit, that's his one weakness, blackberry brandy. He actually really likes cheap blackberry brandy, which is good. He will only... How much stress do you actually have? You have... you know what? I'm not paying for it. I'm sorry, Hopfrog. Your previous concert, you didn't even cover the fucking drinks that you drank while giving it. Your previous performance was terrible. You drank more in liquor than you earned on the door, so you're actually at a loss. I'm gonna hand you a broom, and you're gonna start sweeping up the place until you get some more asses and seats in this Coliseum. And having sufficiently threatened my jester, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, our little experiment here, consider dropping a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon, consider subscribing as well. We post new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.